Hey, man, we are back. Another episode, another issue of Fresher Than Your Average podcast. It's your man, Animal Brown, tapping in. Got my guy, J Hove, with me, man. What's popping, sir?
So, baby, how you doing, brother?
I can't complain, man. We went 100 months without doing one, and then we dropped 2 on their head tops, man, just for playing.
Nah, for sure. We here. We back, too. Hell is you talking about?
Back like we left our keys, man. Of course, if you didn't know, we dropped the top 10 sneakers of the year previous to this episode. Make sure y'all tap into that. This time, because we took a few months off, a little vacay, and there were some headlines that we missed, man, we want to play a little bit of catch up on some of the biggest headlines of the second half of 2021. So we got a handful of topics we're gonna go over, man. So I'm definitely excited to be talking about this stuff because we didn't get a chance to last year.
Sure.
Now, you know how we normally get down, man, our recent pickups. So the first thing we want to discuss is our biggest W's of last year. And this could be retail or aftermarket because we know how the game go, man. Ain't nobody hitting retail no more except my boy.
Except for you. Now you're a damn lie. No, fuck that. No, buddy. No. Listen, niggas, man, I know about that resale life. You don't know a thing about it. You've been copping great. For sure. My bad. Proceed.
I don't know what you're talking about, but a couple of W's I had, man, for retail: Cool Gray 11s, Padawans, Amon Minier 1s and 3s, Travis Scott 6s, British khakis, Off-White Lot 5, and then Dunk by You. You know, Nike had the formerly known as, what did they used to call it?
Nike ID.
Nike ID. Now it's called Dunk by You. I hit on those last year too. And then a couple of off aftermarket joints. I had to cop the Clock 14s and the Lightning 4s because I didn't hit on those for retail.
Mm-hmm.
But some pretty good W's though.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of shoes, and this is so bad. I'm trying to think of shoes I actually hit that were retail. Let's see.
Would the Flint Grays come out? There you go. Flint Gray 13s, man. You hit.
Bro, them came out like 2020, bro.
Really?
Yeah. It was during the fucking shit. What's the
Mike shit.
The Last Dance.
Yeah, you right.
What the hell is wrong with you, bro? That's so long. I got the Dunk Low. Though. Relax. I copped the Dunk Low undefeated packs for retail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Those are hard though.
Yeah, and get the fuck out. I got they are fire though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got the Dunk Off-White. I got exclusive access to those.
Yep.
And other than that, everything else was resale, big baby. Well, for real. Like I didn't really hit any retail, and it was very depressing at the beginning part of the year. All up into April and May, man. You know, I was thinking like, man, I might be out of here. I might retire. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to just fall into something. I was thinking like, all right, let me use my brain. What shoes do I really like? And I always really like New Balance. So when Teddy Santis moved over to be the creative director at New Balance in March of 2021, it kind of lined up to like, I was like, okay. And Teddy Santis is the creator of Amy Leon Dore. So my first purchase was the New Balance Salehi Bembreys, Water Be the Guide. And got those. Then I turned right around and got the Bape 2002 R collaboration with New Balance. So I was looking at it like, okay, I'm getting these, and the resale wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's pretty close to retail. So me doing that, and then I started noticing, wait, people are paying attention to these sneakers. And by the time the protection pack came out, Refined Future, whatever you want to call it, it was a hard cop. Like, and I'm starting to notice, oh shit, people are starting to wear New Balances. And then ending the year with the Beef and Brock, Amy Leon Doors. My shoes of the year were all New Balances, and I copped slightly above retail. So they dominated the field. And it's just unfortunate because I wanted shoes. I wanted hella shoes. All those shoes that you mentioned, I wanted every last one of those shoes, minus the clots. I like the clots. I didn't want them though.
Right.
Yeah,
but
you know
those
what
are
I'm saying?
aftermarket anyway.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I wanted the British khakis. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't get those. You know, so what it shows is that like people that wear besides a low 10 or 11, besides that, bro, it's quiet for sneakers unless you're paying resale. Unfortunately, for sure.
Most of these I hit on raffles though. Like I didn't hit on sneakers on most of these. I hit the Amamias were in store. Well, the threes were online, Georgia only raffle, and then the Amamiya ones were in store only. I had to go pull up and put my name in the hat. So I hit on both of those, and then the Travis Scott's I hit on his site. So a lot of these weren't sneakers. Now, obviously, the Off-Whites and the and the Pattas I hit, and the Cool Grays I hit on sneakers. The Cool Grays is the early release. And man, listen, I forgot how I got notified, but I got notified of that dumb early and got in there and got what I needed to go and dipped.
Didn't get none of those, bro. You know what I'm saying? So all the beginning of the year, I was just like this the whole time. Like, am I done? Yeah. Am I done with the sneaker shit? So I had to pivot, and I pivoted to New Balances, and everybody wearing New Balances. I wanted the Jown New Balances. Can't get those. They go crazy. So it's
tricky. It's tricky nowadays, man. Anything that's got a little bit of hype on it's gonna be hard to snatch. And that's the downside of New Balance cooking like that. Because now that I'm late. I'm gonna try to cop, and it's gonna be a wrap.
Nah, you'll be straight though, because your size is a weird size. So you'll sneak in the door for sure.
Man, second topic we want to speak on, man. We lost an icon, Virgil Abloh. Died at 41 years old from a very rare cancer that he actually had been battling quietly for the last 2 years. Man, what do you think about Virgil's impact on the sneaker game specifically?
Man, I mean, you can't even just box him into sneakers. I mean, he did so much. He did from Pyrex to Off-White. I think it will never be duplicated. I mean, even with the minimalistic ways from homes to designs, it's the Virgil effect. And I think people not even knowing that the world had changed because of the way that he had presented all of his stuff from totally different walks of life. You know, our culture has, we know when we see something with the quotation marks around it, we know exactly what that means. I don't necessarily know that other cultures really understand how much he did for every other culture, man, from fashion to sports to music, television, theater, movies. He did so much since we were introduced to him in 2010 when he took over as far as artistic design with Kanye, man. And I think his mark, what he did in that 10, 11 years that he's been in our face will live forever, for sure.
Yeah, man. This came out of nowhere. Like not a lot of people knew. Now, maybe close family and friends might have known, but the general public didn't have a clue. I look at Virgil as a barrier breaker though, man. Like from his role at LV, you know what I'm saying? Like just being a black dude, like you really didn't see that. And I also thought that he did things his way. So I always respected that. Now, and I'll go ahead and state the obvious. I didn't like everything that he did. Like I feel like people always got to get that caveat. Like as if you like everything that anybody has ever done. Like there's no such thing. But I just like that he was a visionary. He did things his way. And I remember him mostly as an artist. Like I look at his sneakers specifically, and also a lot of the other pieces he did as art. Like that was really where you could tell his passion lied. His stuff was more subjective than usual, in my opinion. It was a lot of like, how many times did we see a pair of Off-Whites and go, huh? Like early, like dim lit pick, like what? And then only to come out and be like, I ain't gonna lie, them motherfuckers fired. Them fives are the biggest. I never forget when them fives first leaked. Me and the entire world was like, man, what the fuck are those? And why did he screw them up, dude?
What about the dunks? The dunks with the weird lacing, bro. I was like, there's no way. I had to get. Now I got a pair of them. I'm like, they're fire. Yeah,
fire, bro, with the overlay lacing, like that. But that's what art does. Like, but you have to do things like that to push the culture forward, or else you'll never really go anywhere. So I look at his sneakers specifically as like pieces of art, bro. And you saw that's what happened when he died. The prices went up, just like what happens with art. When name any artist, popular artist, their stuff went up when they passed. It never fails. That's just how it is, because they can't make anything after that. And now these things become commodities. So I had my eye on a pair of sale fives forever and never pulled the trigger. And as soon as he passed away, they go up $400 or $500. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Now you dropped the ball with that. And that's one of those things. Okay. So him being at LV, That's a question I have for you. How do you feel about maybe Ye, you know, his rumors of him taking over at LV? How do you feel about that?
I don't think Ye would be into that. I don't think he want to be the consolation prize, bro. Because how long he been the Louis Vuitton Don? He's wanted that job forever. And so it's kind of like if you can't get Nelly, you settle for Murphy Lee. And I don't think Kanye would that.
They said that they kind of masterminded before his death, kind of shared a similar vision, and he wanted to continue his work. Now they're set up with Virgil's, you know, designs all the way up until June 2022.
Okay.
So I'm sure that they'll announce it somewhere closer to that in the summer. I just don't think Louis is going to get in bed with a person like Kanye West. I just don't think so. There's too many traditional ways. Like, you know, runway shit has strict deadlines. And Kanye West is a person that does not believe in deadlines. He wants to do stuff so, you know, timely. Well, let me make a small change here. You can't do that with runway fashion. It's impossible. So I think it'll be too much for him. He would have to probably quit one of his jobs, whether that's music, whether that's Yeezy, whether that's touring, something will have to go, because he can't even drop a Balenciaga release. Like, they won't even let him do that there. He has his own store to curate, and they will not let him drop stuff because he doesn't fall within fashion timeline. So very doubtful that they'll give him the keys to do that.
I don't think so either. But it will be very interesting to see if it does happen. One of the last drops from Nike and Off-White were the 50 the dunks that they ended up dropping in September. In summertime, it was announced that they were going to do 50 dunks Off-White. In September, the rollout began. What were your thoughts initially when they said Virgil is doing 50 dunks? Were you hype, or like were you like doing too much?
At the time, it made no sense, right? Because I thought it was overkill. Like, first off, dunks were coming out at an enormous rate. I was thinking like, oh, we don't need 50 more shoes. Like, it's insane.
That's a lot.
That's too much. So my initial reaction was, oh my God, then there's going to be how are they going to roll these out? How are people going to figure out which shoes that they're going to get? Are they going to be totally different? Like, it was a mind fuck to think about how 50 pair of shoes would be released. Would they do it throughout the year? Would they do it all at one time? Like, so many questions that were never answered. That's the cool thing about somebody. It's never answered. They never answered these questions. They just rolled it out. I mean, like, figure it out yourself. So yeah, I was concerned.
Yeah, I was too, but I was intrigued. Because I look at these conglomerates, man. I look at these brands, and they do a lot of research and they do a lot of thinking ahead of time and what they're going to do. And so I'm like, there has to be some type of method to the madness, even though we couldn't see it because we didn't have a lot of information. Now, of course, as we know, it turned out that the 50 dropped over a span of about 3 or 4 weeks, and they were exclusive to sneakers, exclusive access. Now, I had questions about that too. And Nike put out a statement of like, this is how you increase your chances of exclusive access. You have to be active on the app, watching videos and doing X, Y, Z. And of course, they're doing that to try to combat the botting that's going on sneakers. If you don't know, people that have bots for Nike sneakers app have a computer with multiple accounts that they can hit a button that can go for a sneaker at its release. So while me and you are holding our one phone, maybe we have a second iPad, maybe there's people who have 1,000 accounts on their computer. The only problem is we can interact on our app and they can't because they just have fake accounts. And so Nike was like, okay, we'll combat that by doing exclusive access. Do you think that ended up working, or did they fall on their face with it?
No, I think that worked. I think it was cool that when you were rolling out that sneaker, you didn't have a choice. You just got what they sent you.
I thought that was super dope.
That's fire.
I thought that was dope as fuck.
Nike did what they were supposed to do because everybody that got access to those shoes hadn't hit shit the calendar year. So in turn, it kept you intrigued, because I remember at the beginning of this show, I was thinking, I'm done. And then I get an alert to say that I got exclusive access to a pair of Off-Whites, and I've never hit any Off-Whites, period, in Off-White history on Nike. No, it gave us a glimmer of hope So
Yeah.
no, they killed that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea too, and I thought it worked. And I'm not just saying this because I also got access, but I know 3, 4, 5 people that got access to, and that was one of the more anticipated sneakers, and that never happens with drops, bro. You don't know 5 people who hit on an exclusive, you know what I'm saying, on some off-whites. Like, nigga, that's never happened. Like, you're lucky if you know one. So I thought it worked, and I'm actually, I wonder if they're gonna do more drops like this though. Like, was this just a one and done?
How could you do that though? I think they're gonna have to do it. I'm saying, how do you decide which shoe to do that with though?
It's got to be with the hype ones, bro. Like obviously the Christmas 11s, bro. They make $1 million. Just drop those. Drop all the GR 6s and 4s. That's one thing. But these fragment Travis Scott one, bro, that needs to be exclusive access, bro. It greatly increases the chances of getting into the hands of an actual person. Like, it just does. Like, it, I don't know, because they can't duplicate the activity on the app, bro. I mean, maybe one day they'll figure that out, but as of right now, they can't.
Yeah. But
So
do you think
it was interesting?
Okay, so when the shoe comes out, you know, you do 10 in the hairy suede, 10 in the leather.
Yep.
10 were, I think the back end of the shoes were all European exclusives or something like that. How do you feel about how they categorize and switch things up to roll out the 50?
I ain't mad at that. I did. Now, it hurt a little bit because my favorite number is 33, so I wanted lot 33. Those did not drop in the States. Now, I just wish there was more clarity of up front, because I'm waiting on 33 because I was going to try to maybe get a pair on StockX or something, and they just never came. I was like, okay. Like, what's up with that shit? So a little bit more clarity, a little bit more transparency, at least on what region is getting what, would have helped. But again, I thought the rollout of not knowing what color that you were going to get, because again, the shoes were very similar. They just had, it was almost like, and again, that's why I say art. It was almost like just a regular canvas, and then only the accessories were changed. And so, like, doing it that way and not knowing what you're about to get, not being able to choose, and it being a surprise when you open, that shit was hard. That was genius, in my opinion. That made it, that brought back memories of getting sneakers for the first time and unboxing them and stuff. So I think it worked overall, and I'm ready for them to do something similar. It doesn't have to be a 50 piece, just of something that people know, they know that people want and they're going to cheat for. Trophy room collabs need to be done like this, bro.
I like that. Yeah. Now, I didn't even think about them continuing to drop shoes like this. I think they will do it again. They're going to have to, for sure. Yeah, for sure. With the lot that you got, did you like your pair?
I did. I really did like my pair, and I still have them, and I plan on keeping them and putting them to the dirt. If I'd have got a pair that I didn't like, then they would have been gone. Like, if I'd have got a pair with white overlay strings or pink overlay strings, I can't do nothing with either one of those. I would have been like, okay, I would have felt some type of way. But I got a pair that I like, so I was like, nah, fuck this, I'm gonna keep them. Yeah,
I got lot 13. Not extremely excited about those. I had a pair of shoes that kind of stood in the way of those. I put them to the dirt, and I put them to the dirt. I put them in the air. They were in the air. And so got rid of them and actually got a pair of Grails for the year. So man. So I think that was one of those things where, at the same time, you know, somebody really wanted those 13s, whether they were doing a YouTube lot challenge or something like that. They got it. Those were dope. It was a bunch of different creative ways that people use this Off-White 50 exclusive access drop to kind of make sure that it was done the right way. And it kind of shows the brilliance of what Virgil was doing, for sure.
Absolutely, man. Speaking of dunks, though, and you alluded to this earlier, the hype train was at an all-time high for dunks in 2020. And so 2021, Nike tripled down on that. And it seems like, we got weekly dunks all last year. Did Nike kill the hype of the dunk, or do you think it's still got a heartbeat?
Just like, you know, they say taxes and death are guarantees in human life. There's going to be a hype shoe, right? And Dunk has did that and has reigned supreme as the hype shoe for the better part of 2.5 years. So it comes as no surprise that Nike had to cash in on this, you know, on this Dunk hype. Timing, man, always important. as Nike, you know, you're looking to use that dunk momentum to cash in. If they were to move too soon, and you could be leaving money on the table.
Yep.
If you move too slow, the hype will die. You can see the hype can die of anything, dog. Yep. So here's the thing. Dunks aren't sitting on shelves.
No.
So in turn, they're still selling out. So no, they're still on fire. Is it an overkill? Yes, 100%. Yeah.
It's definitely, but two things can be true. They didn't kill the hype. And honestly, what they did is genius, man. Like, they built it up, a shoe that was dead in the water. They built it up to now, whenever any colorway drops, it doesn't have to be a hype collab. Any colorway drops, they gone, bro. Everybody goes for them because they're super wearable. Like, let's be clear. Like, you can throw some dunks on with a gang of shit. But the problem is, I think as the consumer, we take an L because the quality of the GRs were terrible. They were trash, bro. Like, I've got a couple behind me, bro. The leather is bad. I mean, it's $100 shoe, so I'm not expecting Italian leather. So let's be clear. But in 2020, they were also $100, and they were a much better quality than they are this year. So I think that's what happens when you mass produce shit, man. You take L's on the quality and the craftsmanship, generally speaking. And that's what happened with these. So we're taking an L as a consumer. But if you got a collab pair, those, generally speaking, were pretty good quality-wise. Like, the Undefeateds are pretty good quality. Strange Loves and all of those are a really nice quality. But those GRs, bro, like the little college championship packs and all that leather is basic as fuck. So that's the only problem. I was gonna talk to
you about that because you're the first person that I heard actually bring awareness to that, because all the dunks that I've gotten have been collab dunks. I don't really get the GR dunks.
So you're a hype beast.
No, because I can't get them. They sell out. Shit. This shit. You know what I'm saying? So in turn, I've, other than like the mids, I've seen, not the mids, the highs.
Yeah.
I saw some highs and the leather was a little flimsy.
Yeah.
A little flimsy of a leather. So yeah, we lose within that for sure. But I think 2022 is the year that we see dunks kind of set on shelves because what they're doing, they're going to do stupid shit. Like, so they're going to do the pandas, right? They're going to reverse the pandas. And then this is
with the age midsole and stuff like that.
Age midsole, and then you do like
those are fire.
Black was white.
But,
you see what I'm saying?
But to be fair,
bro,
the preview for some of the dunks this year have been the age midsole dunks are fire though.
Those are fire. And with the Crip, what's that called?
Oh, the paisley print.
With the paisley print.
Those are fire.
Those fire. I want those.
The Union joints. Those look crazy.
Those fire. Yeah, for sure.
So listen, it's like music, bro. If you can have a scandal, a controversy, but if you put out a good song, motherfuckers really don't care, bro. So yes, they did overkill. They put out a lot of the college packs and blah 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 blah. But if they keep coming up with fresh designs, like the age midsole is the smallest tweak, and it is doing so much for them sneakers because them navy ones are hard as fuck. I got to have them.
Yeah, the midsoles, the age at midsole, that's what did those patterns so crazy. That age midsole on the black ones.
Yeah, it's tough.
You sleeping on the black patterns too.
Yeah, so. No, they clean. They're third place out of the drops.
Damn.
Hey man, next up, big name in sneakers and music and culture. Period. Travis Scott. He had another successful year early on in terms of drops. We spoke about the Sixes earlier. Of course, the triple collab with him, Fragment, and Nike. But then the incident, the tragedy that happened at the Astro World Festival, death count was 9, 10? 10 with the death count. That delayed his Air Max drop that was supposed to happen nationwide. They did have a local drop. That was, anticipated. His Dior collab was also delayed. What's next for Travis Scott in regards to sneakers? Do you think he can bounce back from the Astro World tragedy?
Unfortunately, he's going to have to pray, and this is terrible to pray for. And I'm not saying that he should do this, but because he's already rich. But he has to pray for another national tragedy to happen for people to forget. Yep. And with Omarion dancing the way he's dancing, 1 million positive tests in one day is helping. Yeah. But him only being 30 years old, him sitting down with Charlemagne was not the answer to this, dog.
Yeah,
you got to sit down with Gail, dog. You got to sit down with a motherly type figure. It didn't work for R. Kelly, but it would have worked for Travis Scott.
Yeah.
And I don't think he will ever 100% recover from this, for sure. It's like an injury, like, I think it's IT. I think it's Isaiah Thomas type injury.
He can still be productive. He just won't be the same. Yeah, things will never be the same. But with that being said, time heals all wounds, man. And I know it doesn't seem like it when you're in the middle of the storm. But again, good music trumps a lot of shit, bro. Good music trumps a lot. The only problem is, and I know this is not a music pod, but it kind of trickles into his effect in the sneaker game. The type of music he makes is what elicited the situation. So then he would have to change the type of music he makes, which I don't know if that's going to work, which in turn, he may turn some fans off and they may not give a shit about the sneakers like they used to. However, there's a silver lining. The Dior collab was delayed and the Air Maxes were delayed. They were not canceled. They were delayed. So that's a big deal because there's a difference. They're waiting to let things smooth over. Again, these companies pay a lot of people to research. Their research teams are deep.
Oh my God.
And they do a lot of research to check the temperature of the public and if it's a smart move to have Colin Kaepernick in a commercial right now. How's that going to affect our bottom line? Is it a smart move to do a commercial or a promo run with backing Travis Scott? If you see a commercial with Nike and Travis Scott, they have spent millions of dollars researching whether that's a good idea or not. And so I don't think he's dead in the water yet. I just think they've got to give it some time, which is why these drops were delayed and not flat out canceled.
So him being 30 years old, Nike is looking at it same way they did with Kevin Hart, same way they did with Tiger Woods. When a scandal happens, they back up. They let those people that they pay, like what you talking about, test the waters to kind of see what's going on. Then they'll wait until things have kind of simmered down. Here's the thing. Tiger Woods never recovered because he never really played at the level that he was supposed to play, right? Right. Kevin Hart never really has gotten back to the height of what he was when all of his scandals happened.
True.
Michael Vick goes to jail. He never really, never was the same. Bro, you're never the same. The only thing that can help him is the Kardashian machine because he has that machine behind him. But here is the thing with the Kardashian machine. They are not as powerful as they used to be. Yeah. Because their power goes within a way that they can kind of produce it, right? They don't have the TV outlet to produce it like they used to.
Nope.
So in turn,
it's
you better hope for a situation. Because if he tries to do some different shit like Music Soul Child did and start doing a totally different thing.
Yeah, backpack shit.
No.
That's true. But again, people have teams, man. They got teams for this. They pay top PRs and all this type of shit.
But he didn't trust that team that told him not to sit down with Charlemagne, and he sat down with that guy. And
I just don't think that helped him a lot. But I don't think it hurt him like that. Like people weren't like, I don't think that really hurt his image like that. It just didn't hurt.
Have you heard any positive things about that interview? Not one.
No.
Thing.
Yeah, I haven't.
That means it hurt, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of hurt, we got another Travis Scott affiliate.
Yeah.
Kanye West released a ton of silhouettes last year. The hype train seems to be losing steam for Yeezy. He made a couple of waves with the music and whatnot. But do you think that the Yeezy brand is on the decline or on the way up?
It's definitely not on the way up. I don't think that they can like reaffirm themselves the way that they were 2015, 2019 when they were at an all-time high. Mm-hmm. This is what we asked for, though. We asked for Yeezys for everybody. You remember that? Everybody wants Yeezys. Yeah, and he listened and he dropped Yeezys for everybody. The thing is, I think just like Dunks, we can't oversaturate. What he did do, though, the quality was the same. The quality was the same.
For the most part.
And he put out a bunch of different silhouettes and people were buying them. So Do I think that it's losing steam? For sure.
Yeah.
That album helped though.
Yeah.
Like what you said.
Yeah.
You put out good music.
Yeah.
And he put out good music in 2020.
No pun intended.
Oh man, no question. So yeah, man. So yeah, you can't get 3-4 times the prices you would get for a Yeezy in 2015 that you can in 2021. But he's still on fire. They're not sitting on shelves. You can't go and get them below retail unless it's some of came out a little bit below retail. But that's just some of those ugly silhouettes.
Yeah, that's the nature of the beast when you want to have your shoes more widely available. Every silhouette is not going to be a home run. Like that just is what it is. As long as you're doing enough to push things forward, push the brand forward. The foam runners are a hit. The slides are a hit.
Sure.
But he mixes it up too, though. Like, so whereas there are a couple of shoes that there's no hype surrounding them at all. The MNVNs, there's no hype.
None.
Those are sitting on websites, you know what I'm saying?
Behind you. Yeah,
they also sit, but that's the thing. I like the silhouette though. Like I like the sneaker. So I'm happy about that shit because now I can get them for retail if I want a color.
You can.
Who?
You can get them for retail.
Yeah, you can definitely get them for retail. Let's be clear about that. But I think when people see, because when Yeezy first came out with Adidas, everything was a home run because he only dropped once a month or once every 3 months. Like everything was a home run. There was no supply and the demand was nuts. So now what a lot of people are asking for is to make more silhouettes, is to make more colors, is to make them more available. And that was his goal. That's how you get to be a billionaire. You don't get to be a billionaire, nigga, when nobody can get your shit. You turn into a billionaire when people can get their hands on it. And then you look at what he did with Gap. Those, like, say what y'all want about the jackets and the stuff. Those sold out in minutes. They gone. You can't get your hands on them, bro. So it may not be my taste. I can't do nothing with the round jacket. I can't do nothing with the UGG boots. I can't do nothing with those. But hey, listen, you get them on enough celebrities and make them limited enough. You make the right silhouettes limited and the right silhouettes GR, and you put the limited ones on the celebrities. And the GRs, you got people that didn't know what Yeezys were 2 years ago buying the GR. That's how you stay relevant, but then also get your bottom line where it need to be. And I think he's got the perfect mix.
No, I agree 100%. And on top of that, the only thing that kind of slows him up is when he's seen out wearing Vandals. He's seen out wearing the Como des Garçons foam posits.
The Balenciaga boots.
Yeah. The boots and shit. It's like, why you not wearing your sneakers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's rule number one. You have to be in your product. You know what I'm saying?
If you got a product, you need to be in it.
You got to be in the damn product for sure. So yeah, now as long as he stays, Kanye continues to put out, say he's working on Donda 2. I'm excited about that. You can never expect them to 100% disappear, but you make sure now that you stop wearing Nikes. You can't listen. There was a point in time when there was an argument, and we asked Matt Powell, did Nike lose and shit to Adidas? He's like, no, but they were catching up.
Yeah, fact.
You can't catch up with somebody if you're actually wearing their product.
Yeah, I get it. That's a tricky tightrope to walk. But yes, generally speaking, when he wears a silhouette of his own, it does well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, take the fucking rain boots off, bro. The Balenciaga. I don't know if he's trying to get a gig with them. Like, I don't know what's going on.
You know what he's trying to do? He was trying at the time. He was trying to make it a push to go against Virgil and make Balenciaga as big as Louis Vuitton is. Now he doesn't really need to do that anymore because Virgil is no longer with us in the spirit realm.
Yeah, he got to get his head out of his ass. That's stupid. Now we're going from a brand losing steam, and before we get out of here, we got one more topic. We're going from a brand losing steam to a brand that just flat out called it quits. Gallery department was on its way to having a huge 2021 when the owner took to Instagram and said, I'm out. Dropped the mic, #retired. I'm done. Gallery department was just getting hot with collabs with Lavin and Migos for Culture 3.
Mhm.
Are you surprised at the gallery department being grand opening, grand closing so quickly?
So just like with any big, like up and coming anything, we see this in podcasts all the time. People quit because the actual money or fame is all distributed to one person. And then all the people we were talking about was Josu Thomas,
Yep.
the creative director and founder of Gallery Department. But he didn't find it. He was in a partnership with some other guys. In turn, if one person, now granted, hey, Destiny's Child was Destiny's Child. And we just talk about the main people. It was Beyonce, it was Kelly, and it was Michelle. So in turn, they're all really great at what they do. But in turn, Beyonce will get all of the credit.
Yeah.
Mr. Thomas was indeed the Beyonce of Gallery Department. And Kelly and Michelle didn't really fuck with it.
Yeah.
So in turn, he's like, you know what? I ain't got to deal with this. We just got a damn collab with Lime. We popping, we in Migos, we everywhere. Every NBA cat is wearing us. Every NFL cat, every celebrity was in us. You know what? You figure it out. I'm going to do something totally different. And I think that's why he's coming out with his own thing. Chateau Jose is what he's going to do. I know, right?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, not for sure. But at the same time, man, he was the person that created the hype. Let's see if he can do it by himself. So yeah, he quit on top like he was Seinfeld, but it happens, man. People quit podcasts, people quit jobs, people quit partnerships because everybody wants a fair shake. But Beyonce gets all the attention for sure.
Yeah, man. He did his Barry Sanders thing, man, going out on top. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a pair of Gallery anything. It's one of those high-end streetwear. Would you consider that streetwear?
Yeah, 100% streetwear. It's a streetwear brand. Sure.
Streetwear brand. Tees about $250, $100 socks. Jeans go for a band. It's a high-end streetwear brand. Very high-end. And but I thought it was interesting, man, that he and if you want some of their stuff, it's still available online. They're keeping the online shop open until everything goes. He literally has a shirt that says everything must go. Which is funny. The big deal about their brand is making the clothes from sustainable materials. He's all about in that environmental tip. So I'm very interested to see. You don't really see this too often, man. You don't really see people going out at the top of their game on some Calvin Johnson type shit. And it's pretty cool, man. I think it's dope leaving on your own terms. It's controversial. Who knows if it's smart? Only time will tell. But they were sizzling, brewing this year, man, getting ready to blow. And so I thought that was a very interesting pivot. We seen Virgil do it too, man. The Pyrex shit was on fire when he was like, all right, I'm gonna do Off-White. And we know what that turned out to be. So with Chateau, whatever the fuck you just called it. We'll see what that does. But hey man, it's always tricky rolling the dice, but fuck it.
I just think I would have got a little bit more bread before I did something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least still stay there and go do your Salehi Bembry shit. Go work for, one of these fashion houses and be like the person, hey, I own Gallery Department, or I'm an owner in Gallery Department, but guess what? I'm working with Lanvin. I'm working with Balenciaga. I'm working with Fair God. Like, it doesn't, like, you can go and do other things and then still bro. Like, now I get it. You're not gonna go if Amy Leon do it, right? He's working with a shoe brand. Like, he's not working with another
competitor.
Brand.
Working
with Kith, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then, dude, Teddy Santis used to work alongside Ronnie Feig at Kith. So in turn, you kind of, you look at your homeboy and you be like, oh, I'm happy that he's doing. And, Ronnie Feig talks about Teddy Santis all the time, so in turn, you want to see your homeboys do good and do their own thing. But at the same time, you don't quit right now. I don't think that was a good idea because Chateau Josu, whatever the hell you want to call that, listen, bro, I don't see, it's very hard to reinvent yourself doing the exact same thing that you quit, dog.
Yeah. That's an uphill battle, man. But I'm definitely interested to see what he's going to do. I still won't be able to cop that shit. That shit way too high for the kid.
Yeah, now that shit high. And that shit ain't, I ain't gonna say that. some of that shit ain't as like, it's just a nice tee, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fear of God, you have some Fear of God tee. It's a nice Fear of God tee with some paint on it. And I'm not discrediting what gallery department has done, but I think everything is overpriced, but we can only set the price for what we think our shit is worth. So in turn, I respect what they do. That shit is overpriced for sure. You ain't lying about that.
Yeah, and what's funny is even though they're doing an everything must go, nothing's on sale.
Hell no.
Everything's still regular price. And he actually put out a statement. He said the clothing will never be quote unquote affordable. If the first thing you look at is the price, it's going to alter your thinking about a piece. I'd rather people engage with the clothing first.
Yeah. And so I get it, right? He's looking at each piece, even though you make 1,000 shirts, each piece, no. If it was 7, then it's a piece.
There you go.
You walk into the Grammys. No, we're gonna say the BET Awards because people wear gallery department at the BET Awards. There could be a nigga in that same gallery department sweatsuit that you have on. Guess what? You can't buy art. You can't walk into somebody else's house and have the same art piece. It's gonna be hard to do. So, it's not art. It's overpriced art.
Niggas is trying to tax and get over with that shit right there. With that saying, they're trying to make
shout out to them.
It's like it's an NFT, nigga. It's now the one of one, dude. Like stop.
No,
stop with the cap.
Yeah, not for sure. Shout out to them, though, for sure, man.
Yeah, but that was man. Listen, great recap of the year. Again, sorry we missed you guys. You will be hearing from us more often. Make sure, and this is so important. Click the link in the description of this episode and subscribe to the YouTube, man. Subscribe. That will help us tremendously. And we got some bonus content on there, man, dropping very soon. If not, it may already be up here by the time we post this. Sure. So just make sure you check it out and support. Let us know what you guys think. Anything else before we get out of here, bro?
So on the last episode, I asked you, did you wear your kicks this year? AB, did you cop responsibly in 2021?
Oh, absolutely. Now that I did. I didn't go crazy. I only got maybe 1 or 2 regrets. And that's usually pretty good for me.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, did I cop I think I cop responsibly for sure. Now, did I have to pay a little bit more than what you paid for your shoes? 100%. But
that's okay if you're doing it responsibly because you're copping. You're paying over retail for shoes that will stand the test of time and aren't like a fad that may not look like anything in a year and a half. Like you don't want to do that. Like those A-Mas, you cop the A-Mas after March. Those ain't going nowhere, bro. Those 3s, those are going to be fire 5 years from now.
And I got rid of some sneakers, that weren't getting a lot of run. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at shoes like.
We got to learn to let go.
Let go.
Man.
Let go, man. And I get it. Some of those shoes, you were really excited listening to Currency's Flight School, or is a situation where you was listening to Cushion OJ. Yeah. Guess what? You're not wearing those shoes from that era anymore.
Nah, it's a wrap.
It's over.
Get you some grails, man. Get rid of them. Take advantage of the aftermarket scene, bro. Get you some. You can sell used shoes now, bro. Use that break. Get you some grails.
Come on now. Talk to them. That's too much free game. We gotta go.
Yeah. That's too much. We done said too much. We appreciate everybody tapping in. Again, hit that link for YouTube and subscribe. And of course, don't forget, man, cop responsibly.
Sure, and wear those kicks, man. Put them to the dirt.
There it is, man. Until next time, we out.